So we're in our test review over sections 11.1 through 11.4. And we're starting with some fill-in-the-blank questions. We're going to work together in our groups to answer these 6 questions. Okay, Kalani, what'd you get for number 1? Slides. Okay, Lydia, what'd you get for number 2? Yep, mirrors or flips. Those are the 2 that I would accept. Mirrors or flips. Number 3, Hope. Rotation, turns, very good. And Caleb, what are my 3 degrees of rotation? 90, 180, and 270. Very good. No. Okay, and then Joel, what's the new figure called? Image, very good. All right, and coming back up here to the first group, Hadley, what's the sum of the angle measures of a triangle? 180, very good. Okay, next slide. All right, let's answer these 4 questions. When reflecting across X, Y, there's some coordinates, and then let's give a real life example. Just for the sake of time, let's only do transformation. We'll talk about the other 3, but just give me an example of a transformation. Okay, so Hannah, when reflecting across X, you take the opposite of.
Is this 7?
No, this is the very first one of the Y value. Very good. All right, and Maddie, what about the next one? When reflecting across the y-axis, you take the opposite of the x value. And Samuel, which line was reflected according to those ordered pairs? The x-axis, that's correct. Okay, can anybody over there give me an example of a transformation? Yep. Very good. A caterpillar to a butterfly would be the most common one. A translation, anything that slides. Are you listening? Anything that slides, like moving your furniture in your bedroom. Okay. A reflection could be just a mirror, all right, your image. And then a rotation could be a wheel, a Ferris wheel, something that rotates around an axle. All right, very good. On this one, I want you to use your review sheets. We ended up skipping 2 problems on your review sheet. Please use your review sheet. Listen very carefully. If you need to erase one on your review sheet, that's fine. Just erase one. No, not that one. That you did that one. One of the ones on the right that were messed up. Yeah. Okay. Now look, I give you 4 original ordered pairs. I give you a quadrilateral. And then that quadrilateral is going to go through a translation, then go back to the original and reflect it, then go back to the original and rotate it. So basically the original is your starting point for all 3 of those. Okay, so we're practicing an entire page on your test. This is 4 questions on your test. It looks a lot like your review sheet, but we're using the same original figure to save us some time. Okay, so we use the same original figure. We're going to translate it. Then we're going to go back to that original figure and reflect it. Then we go back to the original figure again, and we're going to rotate it 180. And that will all fit on one graph. Making sure we're all on the same page. Your original your original rectangle should be right here. Okay, it's okay if they overlap. All right, and then I'm going to walk around to each group whose turn it is and check for the new figures. The translation says 3 units right. Does your translation, does it look like this?
It says graph the original.
Yes, graph the original and then translate it. So it should look like this. Does y'all's look like that?
Yes.
Okay, now go back to the original. So on mine, it's the green figure. Go back to the original figure and now reflect it. Now remember, on your test, it's going to look like your review sheet. It will be 4 separate problems. The reason we're combining them here is to save us some time while we're still practicing all of this graphing. So this will look very much like your review sheet and your quiz, and will be separate problems on the test tomorrow. This is like 4 or 5 problems on your test tomorrow. Does your reflection look like this? Okay, remember we are reflecting the original figure. So we went from the green and we reflected it down across the x-axis. Now the last one, I want you to take the original figure and now rotate it 180 degrees. Again, this is multiple problems combined in one just for the sake of our graphs. All right, is your last figure here in the bottom left? Okay, so that's a rotation of 180 degrees. Everything's the opposite. Okay, so just practicing the graphing. Now on the next slide, we are going to take the same original 3 ordered pairs. So these are the originals. This is not a continuous transformation. I want you to take the original and rotate it, then go back to the original and translate it, then go back to the original. So for each one of these, no, that's what I'm saying. There are 3 separate problems and you're using the same ordered pairs on each one.
Okay, wait,
Okay.
Are these writing? We're not graphing.
Aiden, what are my new ordered pairs after the rotation?
After the rotation?
Yep.
So it's 2, 4, 2, 2, and 4, 3.
2, 4, 2, 2, and 4, 3. A prime, B prime, and C prime. Very good. All right. Now, Aiden, what about the translation? Matthew, do you have it? The translation. Okay, Joel, what is it? Yeah, well, it's my new ordered pairs after I translate the original. No, we're not graphing. Hey, Joel, what are my 3 new ordered pairs?
A, -1, 0, B, 1, 0, C, 0, 2.
All right, very good. Okay, so that's my new translated ordered pairs. Okay, and Hadley, can you give me the reflection?
A 4, 2, B 2, 2, and C 3, 4.
All right, good job. Very good. So we're just practicing doing the transformations to ordered pairs. Okay, that's going to be on your test tomorrow. You're going to have a section on your test tomorrow where you describe the relationship. So please pay attention to the directions, whether it's a translation, a reflection, or a rotation. You need to describe. Okay, Aaliyah, describe the translation.
4 right, 5 down.
Okay, she said 4 right, 5 down. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. 4 right, 5 down. Okay, now going back to my back group, Alexa, describe what kind of reflection is that?
It's a reflection across the x-axis.
Okay, very good. X-axis. All right, and then last one, let's see, Caleb, what kind of rotation is it? Nope, Caleb. What is it? No, you had plenty of time, all 3. All right, can anybody save him from his group?
No. Wait, are we on 16? Yes.
Can anybody save him? Ooh. All right, Matthew, what is it? Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Okay, next. This one's going to be pretty simple. Just write the letter of the figure and the y, okay? Now, the y is not necessarily a part of this question. I'm just going to ask you to circle them. It's so easy. It's probably the easiest question on your whole test tomorrow, okay? But the y helps you with rigid motions, which is a different problem. So we are going to do the y. All right, so tell me which ones are congruent. The y tells me what kind of transformation happened between the two figures. So it's kind of like combining those two questions, okay? So again, there's separate questions on your test that we're combining here. So tell me which figures are congruent and why. Okay, so team 1, give me one pair.
C and A.
Okay, so they went with the, I think maybe the easier, I don't know. C and A, and what kind of transformation happened between C and A?
Wait, no.
There had to be one. How did you get from C to A?
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
what kind of transformation is that? A translation. Okay, so it's a translation.
Did I get that wrong?
No, they got it right. It's a translation. How many right? 3 to the right and 3 down. All right, so we'll just abbreviate it. 3 right and 3 down. 3 down. Okay. All right, so just identifying, and then Isla, do you have the second pair?
B and D, it's a reflection.
Yep. Where? Which axis?
Wait, which one is it going to?
I don't know. From B to D or D to B. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
No. Which axis does it reflect? Yes. It reflects the y-axis. There's way too much background noise.
Will the
Okay.
order matter?
I'll tell you on your test tomorrow, left to right. But order technically doesn't matter here because I'm reflecting across the y-axis either way. Okay. All right. Very good.
Wait, what on the test? Those are quarters again?
Okay, find the surface area. Find the surface area. We don't have a lot of time left. We only have about 5 minutes left to do 5 problems. Okay, so I have to find the area of each face. I know that my bases are triangles because a prism must have 2 identical bases, which means area equals 1/2. What's half of 8? 4. 4 times 15 is 60. And because there's 2 bases, 60 times 2 is 120. So that was the area of both of my triangular bases. Then I found each lateral face. 18 times 17, 18 times 15, and 8 times 18. And then I add them all together, each face, to get 840 millimeters squared. Okay, group 4 cylinder, what did you guys get? Okay, what'd you get? Samuel, what'd you get? Yep.
About 226 centimeters.
Perfect. 226.08 centimeters squared. Very good. All right, so as long as you know the formula, you plug everything in and you are good to go. Okay, now we need to do volume. For the volume, you need to go ahead and find both of these. Okay, the second one should take you like 2.5 seconds. All right, the first one will take you a little bit more time. Okay, volume equals the area of the base. So the base, because again with prisms I need 2 bases, I know it's the triangle. The area of that base is 30 times 23, which is 690. All right, group 1. Kalani, what did you get for the volume of that cube?
36 inches cubed.
Yep, 36 inches cubed. Okay, very good. All right, last problem. Listen up. Last problem is a semicircle, but here's the deal. On your test tomorrow, you will be asked to compare the perimeter and area. Basically, you're saying like which one is more than the other. Not exactly in those terms on the test, but you need to compare. So you will have to find both the perimeter and the area of the semicircle. Go ahead and do that. Okay, the perimeter. Remember, the perimeter equals the circumference divided by 2 plus the diameter. What is the circumference? What did you find? The circumference was 31, please be quiet, divided by 2 plus 10, diameter.
25.
Yes, which equals 25.7 plus 10, so that's 35.7. Stop talking. I'm sorry, 15.7. 15.7. Hold on, back it up. Please stop talking. 15.7 plus 10 is 25.7. Okay? Now, the area equals pi r squared divided by 2 because it's a circle. Okay? So the bell's going to ring in a second, but I've got to finish. Okay? So 3.14 times the radius squared, which is 25, divided by 2. Guys, what was the area? Can anybody give it to me real quick? It was 39.25. Okay, so on the test tomorrow, you will find the difference between the two of them and answer the question. Okay? So to answer the question, you would subtract the 2. And in this case, the area is greater, is the greater number by 14.05. So as long as you can draw a comparison by how much, you'll be able to answer the question tomorrow. And if you understand that, that covers everything you need to know for your test tomorrow over 11.1 through 11.4.